Hello there, and today on Stamping with Val we're continuing with Halloween week. This is day 4 of 5 of Halloween week, and I'm sharing today as part of the Artisan Design Team blog hop as well, which also happens to fall this week. And for that we're focusing on the Jar of Haunt stamp set, so I've tried to use that in my project today. And the project I've come up with are these cute little bag handles, these cute little bag toppers that you can then put your Halloween treat into a bag and put the topper on top, and then you've got these gorgeous little treats that you can hold by the handle. I've just got some bright green sweets in here. Unfortunately, Halloween is not a massively celebrated holiday in the UK, and the Halloween sweets haven't quite made it into the shops for us just yet. So I went down to my local sort of traditional sweet shop and just found the brightest sweets I could find, which happen to be these green sour apple ones. But we're focusing on the topper today, and I want to show you how you can create a topper just like this one, because they are really fun, and they're not just for Halloween either. You could use them for birthday parties and gift bags and other things like that. So let me go ahead and show you how you make these, because it's really easy. So the first thing we're going to need for our project is a piece of card, the colour you want your topper to be. This is Old Olive, and I've cut it to 13 centimetres by 21 centimetres. But basically I've made it 1 centimetre wider than the width of my bag. I'm using the glassine bags for my treats for this, and they're 12 centimetres wide, which is why I've gone for 13. So I've just got a little bit either side. In inches, they're 4 3/4. So you'd probably go for about 5 1/4 inches wide, and then the full width of a piece of card is about 8 1/4 inches. So the first thing I want to do is I want to make a note of where the middle of the piece of card is. But right now I don't want to score all the way through, but I am going to want score lines. So with the left hand edge halfway, which is 10 1/2 centimetres or 4 1/8 inches, I'm just going to put a little score notch on the left and the right, here and here, just as guides at the moment. Okay, and then we're going to need our big shot. Here's my big shot. I'm trying to get it on the screen as best I can. Magnetic platform and a plate down. I'm going to pop the piece of card in, and to create the handle of my topper, here's a spare topper I've got. Here we are. Here's a black one I did. As you can see, the handle is oval shaped, so I'm using my layering oval dies, but you can use circles if you don't have the ovals. You just need a shape that's going to work well for a handle where you've got like nesting dies that sit inside one another. This is the second from largest size that I'm using for the outer part of my bag. And basically I'm eyeballing from those little score marks. I want those to line up roughly halfway through the oval, and I want the oval halfway side to side. So obviously my handle ends up in the middle of my bag. And then I've got another size. I think this might be 2 sizes down. So that I've got a nice sort of gap between for my handle, so that I haven't got too skinny a handle. Okay, we only need to cut half of these. If you look at, if I show you the handle again, if I show you the handle opened out, there we are, look, there's the handle opened out, and then that bit folds down and that bit folds down to give us our little carrying part. So using partial die cutting, we're going to slide the plate into the machine, and basically we're going to line this edge of the plate up on those score lines. You might need to maneuver your card around a little bit, make sure that you've got your card straight on your plates and what have you. Make sure you've got your dies straight and you're happy with them, and then when you are, you can pop it through the machine. And obviously the dies will only cut where the plate covered, so if the plate didn't cover, they didn't cut. And here we have half of them die cut. Let me put this to one side for a moment and show you back with my scoring tool. You can just use a ruler and a scoring tool for this. You don't have to use the paper trimmer at all. Putting it back on the same mark as before, 10 1/2 or 4 1/8. I'm now going to bring the score up to the outside of the handle, then in the centre, and then on the outside of the handle. I don't want to score along the bottom of the handle basically, because that will kind of weaken it, and it's only made from card. So instead I've added score lines outside the handle, in the centre, and then outside again, but not across where the handle's going to meet that centre point. Next up, we can fold on these scores. So they're both the two sides, and then also that centre section as well. I'm just folding it over the back as an extra seal, but you could cut it off. You don't actually really need it, so you could just take a knife and cut that away. And there we have the basic of our handle. You could actually even make, look, fun handbag cards. I've just come up with that now. So that would be a fun way of making handbag cards, wouldn't it? That's great. So now we want to finish this off and decorate it and what have you like that. As you can see on these ones that I've done, I've actually got a wavy edge because I thought that was a nice finish. And to do that, I've actually used the wave die from the swirly scribble thinlits, you know, that go with that scribble set. Okay, because we've got a really nice curvy shape there. If you don't have these, don't panic. Use you can just cut it off in a straight line, the height that you want the topper to be. You could use a scallop border die, you could use a scallop border punch if you've still got one in your collection, a jaggedy edge die, whatever it is you've got hanging about basically. I'll turn this one around so you can see what I'm doing. Hopefully we're on the screen okay. So basically all I'm going to do is I'm going to position this shape on my die at the depth down that I want the topper to be. So here's my original one, so I've done it, yeah, about there-ish. Okay, if you want the lower part to be on the other side, like I've done on this one, it's actually the other way round. All you would do is die cut from the back. Okay, but I'm going to do this one this way round. And how you move that around depends on how much angle you get on that swerve, and that's up to you too. And when you're happy that it's in the right place, you just pop the other plate on and pop it through. I'm going to go backwards and forwards through a couple of times because I'm going through 2 layers of card, and these are only thinlits. To make sure that I cut through both layers, and I have there, look, I've got the wavy bit. Maybe if you need some green waves at some point, you've got those. And then I've got my bag topper all cut with a nice funky edge. Like I say, if you haven't got funky edge dies, you can just use the trimmer to cut it off straight like that, or add a border punch. Then all you're left to do is decorate. So in this example I have stamped all over with the spiders from Jar of Haunts. I've then stamped the A Spooky Treat for You to Eat sentiment onto a little green banner and added another little banner behind, and then I used the Halloween scene edgelets. The bat actually comes from those dies, just to give it a little bit of interest. I've added that on the shorter side, so here's another one that I've made in the opposite colour. So I would probably add this on this side, on the shorter part of the swerve, and add some decoration to the green, and then pop some more treats in a bag. These are all the treats I have left. My husband ate the others. Okay, it was him, I swear, it wasn't me. I don't eat sweets, I prefer chocolate. So get your sweets in your bag, fold it up, glue it up inside, and then add your embellishments on. And that's how you make a really cool hanging bag topper, just with all the stash you've already got. I hope you've liked this fun tutorial here on Stamping with Val as part of Halloween week, and I'll be back again tomorrow with my last project. Bye!